Us on the Harbor One hotline this morning. Hello, Nick.
What's going on, guys? How we doing today?
What's up?
Oh, not much. Just a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A lot of sports going on. It's a great time of year. Hockey last night, basketball, World Series tonight, NFL this weekend, college football tomorrow. I mean, what more could you ask for?
If Curtis could have bet it, he should have. He boldly predicted that 43, George W. Bush, would throw the first pitch out tonight, and he was absolutely correct on that. Curtis, you should have bet that as a prop.
I did, actually. I put $5 down, and I bought a house.
I was going to say, like, that would, but he would have been the favorite, right? He used to own the Texas Rangers. So I feel like that's a good thought by Kurt. I love the Rangers tonight. I think the Rangers are going to sweep the Diamondbacks in the series.
Wow.
I mean, the Diamondbacks, what were they? They were like basically 500. Like, they really have no business being there. But they have, I mean, you can't discount what Scheim and I would call the Creed momentum that the Rangers have.
Now, I will say that I kind of don't understand everyone that hates on Creed the way they do. And I guess, like, well, Stapp kind of became like a caricature of himself as things went on. But, like, their first album, in all seriousness, their first album is, like, actually, like, a legitimately great, like, rock album. Is excellent.
Like banger after banger after banger.
Well, like, I'm being, like, listen to, I'm not saying, like, the second album or the third album, again, where they start to become a caricature of themselves. That first album is like actually terrific. It's actually really good. And then the rest of the band became Alter Bridge, and Alter Bridge is a great rock band from like the late 90s and 2000s also.
Yes, they were.
Look at Nick with a little bit of
he's a musicologist.
But this was like this was my music, like in like the late. This was like I was like the big like rock, like alternative rock. Like loved that stuff at that time. The Creed's first album is actually terrific. Everything else after that's kind of bad, but the first album is great.
Wait, you were a headbanger or you were an alt rock guy?
I was kind of both. I would describe myself as like very angry, like angst-ridden teenager. So I was like Metallica, Tool, 9 Inch Nails, Rage Against the Machine, Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit. Yeah, these were like all in my purview.
Emergency top 5 most angry bands that are on your list. You mentioned Metallica.
Jewel.
What about
angry?
Disturbed?
Oh yeah, I saw them in concert. Yeah, in 2001. They're pretty angry. Yeah. Stupefy still a great song. Down with the Sickness still a great song. Rage Against the Machine has to be number one.
100% Rage.
Metallica, I guess. I never really did any of like the headbanging like heavy metal outside of Metallica though. Metallica was the only one. I don't know if I'm getting anything else good for you.
Korn probably on that list.
See, like I remember being with my dad at like was it Tower Records like back in the day or like one of these like old stores, and Korn had the cover of one of their CDs was like it was like a kid in a playground and then like a shadow hovering above it, like as if to intimate that like the kid was about to get kidnapped. I remember my dad said to me like, this is like really bad, and I remember agreeing with him and thinking like that's like kind of like evil actually. So like I never liked Korn because of that.
As long as we're we're talking music. Are you a Beatles fan?
I'm not a Beatles fan really, but I can acknowledge that like a bunch of their songs are really good. I just like don't really get it, which is probably a me thing as opposed to a them thing.
The Beatles are releasing one last song, which they used AI. It's coming out next week.
Aren't a couple of them dead?
Yes, Nick. They
Didn't Lennon got killed before like I was born?
Yeah.
You like the Beatles are releasing new music, like all four of them are like hanging out in a room right now.
No, it's actually pretty cool because they were able to use AI. Yes, it is, Nick.
Is it cool?
They were able to use AI. They had, like, Yoko Ono had one track of John singing on a piano with a piano, and they were able to distract the vocal, and then Paul McCartney and Ringo are singing backup, and they were able to take a George Harrison, like an old George Harrison, get a bunch of guitar stuff from him and put the song together.
Kind of blend it all together?
Yes.
Sounds like a lot of effort.
It sounds like a cash grab.
As most things in life are.
Do you think Sir Paul McCartney needs to be participating in cash grabs?
Well, why is he doing it then?
Right.
Yeah, he's trying to get a little bread.
Because he's proud of his work. Aren't you proud of your work?
Oh, it's free?
Let me tell you something. How old's Paul McCartney? Like 106?
Yeah, he's up there.
Great. When I'm Paul McCartney's age, I'm not going to give a damn about any of that. If Paul McCartney ever had something sad happen in his life and needed to cry, he'd wipe his tears with $100 bills. The guy doesn't need any more money. Who cares what anyone thinks about his work? Go be rich somewhere and like leave everybody alone.
Well, he's still performing. Is he the only one that's still alive, or is
No, Ringo Starr.
Ringo still alive? Okay.
My goal is to be able to make so much money, like I never have to talk to anyone ever again. And Paul McCartney's like still like getting out there performing in front of people. Like, give it a rest, Sir Paul.
All right, let's get the picks. What do you like this weekend?
Yeah, well, hopefully some of these win, so I don't have to talk to you guys next week, and I can just go buy an island somewhere. The Patriots game kind of like breaks my brain. Greg, I heard you said that you think they might win. Yeah. I think they might win also, but they also might lose by 30. So I guess this is my way of saying, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. This team breaks my brain. And like last week, the whole thing with this Patriots, Mac Jones, Belichick team was when they step up in class, they get absolutely throttled, but they can roll over teams that they're like similar to or like a little better than, a little more talented than, and then they beat Buffalo. So now it's like, I think everything gets thrown. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. So I'm going to choose to do nothing. I'm going to do nothing with this game. I'll watch it and enjoy it. Or maybe I won't enjoy it. I don't know. I'll go against, just for fun and for hashtag content, I'll go against Scheim here. Scheim likes the Vikings, 1.5 on the road in Green Bay. Scheim, I'll go against you here, mano a mano. I'll take the Packers plus the 1.5 here. I'll sell Minnesota, little stock market analogy for you. We'll sell high on Minnesota. And we'll buy. It's one of like out of the dumb sports betting tropes out there from really like bad people that are doing bad content. That's one of my favorites, but I'll do it also. We will
in when it comes to
definitely whatever this question is, not answering it, but you can ask it.
When it comes to betting content, who is your arch enemy?
I don't have one.
Yeah, you do. You just said there's some bad ones out there.
There's bad content. It doesn't mean that these people are my enemies.
Well, what are you afraid you're going to run into them at a casino or something?
No, this is my philosophy is there's enough money out there for all of us to make money. So it's not like I have to win and other people have to lose. But we can acknowledge that there's bad content, right? Like, do you think that there's bad content? Who's your arch enemy?
Who was your idol growing up? Was it Jimmy the Greek?
No, Jimmy the Greek's before my time, although I am Greek and so is he. Who's my idol growing up? I don't know if I had like a broadcaster idol, honestly.
Well, who would you look at? Like Mac Jones calls to
he calls Dan Orlovsky for advice.
Who's your gambling guy? You go, oh, okay, I like his
Stu
picks.
Feiner.
I like Stu, but no, my co-host Ken Barkley is like just as sharp, if not sharper than anybody. I would ask Ken.
Okay.
All right.
But like my guy growing up though was Joe Beningo on the Fan on WFAN. I used to listen on the overnight tip all the time when I was a kid, so like that was my guy.
Joe Beningo.
Yeah, Beningo was my guy. Anyway,
Joe, this is Jimmy from Queens.
Fun fact: Bill Belichick used to listen to Joe Beningo on his way home, listening to the overnights, and would call in from time to time when he was an assistant with the Jets.
Really? That's amazing. Yeah, when he was Bill's defensive coordinator. Yeah, with the Jets in the late 90s.
He called in?
Yep.
Bill,
they're best friends. He used to call his show before every Jets game.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, and then he resigned his HC of the NYJ on a cocktail napkin, which is awesome.
Yes, he did.
I'll take the Packers plus 1.5. I'll sell high on Minnesota and buy low on Green Bay. What else do we like here? I agree with Courtney. I heard her say she likes the Eagles. I like the Eagles also. Sam Howell is on pace to take the most sacks a quarterback has taken in the history of the NFL in a single season. Like, I kind of fear for his safety. They might have to peel him off the ground with a spatula when the Eagles are done with him. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles. And Greg, I'll go mano-a-mano with you. Heard you say you like the Texans. I'll take the 3.5 with Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers coming off the bye. Changing play callers here. I think Carolina might win this game also. I'll take the 3.5 with Carolina.
What about my game? Pittsburgh and Jacksonville. I went with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so I think one of the problems here, Wiggy, just for right now. So Pittsburgh, well, I guess you could say like George Pickens maybe is their best receiver.
Yep.
But Deontay Johnson is like their other really good receiver. So he got hurt in week 1 against the Niners, and then he didn't come back until last week against the Rams, and he played really well. Like he opens up. He's really important to their passing game. So he had a hamstring injury in week 1. So he was placed on the injury report yesterday. Didn't practice yesterday. Hamstring injury. So there's no new information right now. So I guess it's possible it was just like a rest day and then he's back at practice today. But if like he re-aggravated that hamstring injury and that gets reported today, like he ain't playing on Sunday and he's going to miss some time here. And that like really hamstrings the Steelers offense here, which would make me like Jacksonville. But so still like need a little bit more information. I would just tease the Steelers if Johnson's going to play though, up to plus 8.5, where I don't think they'll get blown out in the game.
Is Will Levis getting the start for the Titans?
Yeah, it looks like it. So let me see what that point spread is right now in Atlanta. Oh, the game's in Tennessee. Yeah, the Falcons are like just about like a 3-point road favorite. It looks like Levis is going to start. Ryan Tannehill dealing with a high ankle sprain. I think it's unlikely Tannehill plays. Now, the Titans are saying that Malik Willis is going to play also. Maybe that means he gets like a package of plays, but like he's terrible. And like the Titans told the world what they thought of Malik Willis when they drafted Will Levis in the second rounds in the draft this year. Like if they thought Malik Willis was the guy, they wouldn't spend a second round pick on a quarterback. So I think Levis is likely to play, and I think that's got a lot of people wanting to bet on that mustachioed moron, the bozo Arthur Smith and the Atlanta Falcons, where I would say, I actually, maybe he's a good guy. I actually like hate his guts for what he pulled last week with Bijan Robinson.
He's such a dweeb.
He's a dummy.
Well, he's a self-righteous jerk is what he is. And like also like they broke the rules and he should be fined, and like I actually think he should have to spend a couple nights in jail for what he did last week. I'm being serious with what he did with Bijan Robinson. Maybe slightly kidding, but also kind of serious. So I think people are thinking, well, if Will Levis is going to start, let's bet the Falcons. Here would be my question. Are we sure that, like, Will Levis isn't, like, just as good or bad as Desmond Ridder? Like, why are we assuming that Ritter's better than Will Levis? Ritter's terrible. So, I'll take 3 with the Tennessee Titans with the better head coach. Mike Vrabel, obviously Patriots legend, coming off the bye. Give me the Titans plus the 3.
And fun fact about the Falcons, their head coach, Arthur Smith's the son of the founder of FedEx. His daughter-in-law is the girl from The Blind Side, the Toohey family girl.
Oh. Really?
Yes.
Huh?
What?
Oh, Curtis, you're a wealth of knowledge.
There's like a really funny joke I can make here, but I will not do it.
Why
I will
not?
not do it.
Why not, Nick?
Yes, I think it might be in bad taste. It might be in bad. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's in bad taste, but I don't think I want to risk it.
Go with your gut, Nick.
Yeah, my gut's telling me no.
There you go.
Oh, I mean, was it like when it has to be delivered overnight or something? Like what was the joke?
I still want to know who your arch enemy is.
In radio?
Yeah.
Really don't have any. I mean,
how about life?
Ken.
Dale.
Probably Dale Arnold. Yeah, probably
Okay.
would be my. Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Or that real estate guy, that douche.
Oh, that could be it.
Yeah. All right. I like all people, Nick, and I like you.
I try to do the same thing.
It's always honestly one of the better parts of the week is having you on this program. So we'll talk to you again next week. All right?
Looking forward to it. Wishing everybody minimal sweats, winning bets, the absolute very best of luck. Also, like we gotta get the Bruins scoring like some more goals here. Like defense is great, but Shime, we got to talk to the boys here and get this team scoring. Unacceptable loss last night to the Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of betting the unders on Bruins games, Nick. There's going to be a lot of grinding, a lot of heavy hitting, not a lot of goals.
Love the grinding and the hitting. But and also, like all the Celtics fans out there, if my team could make a free throw, we would have won on Wednesday night. Just saying. Just saying.
Don't put it all on the free throw shooting.
I will.
Would you put a pretty penny on the Celtics to win it all?
No, they're really good, and I think I'll be really quick here. I think they're extremely likely to finish as like maybe with the best record in the regular season. I think their problem is like I don't think Jayson Tatum's the best player on a championship winning team. Like I just don't think that's ever going to be the case. So when they run up against Milwaukee in like the Eastern Conference Final, like I'm sorry, like Boston's got more depth. Milwaukee has the 2 best players in that series, and I'm not even saying that as an insult to the Celtics. They're awesome. They're going to win 1,000,000 games.
Well, it sounds like an insult to me. What makes you believe that? What makes you believe that Tatum can't get the job done? They said the same thing about Giannis, and then he did it.
Well, let me ask you. Like, do you think that Jayson Tatum is on like the Giannis Antetokounmpo level?
Yes.
Like, he's great. I'm not saying he's not great.
He is let me tell you this right now, Nick. He is a better all-around basketball scorer than Giannis is.
Okay, maybe he could. The word you used was scorer.
Yep.
Scorer.
Who's a better player? Be honest.
Giannis
or Tatum?
Overall.
The better all-around player is
Giannis.
Jayson Tatum.
Yeah, see, like you don't believe that. You don't believe that.
Because he's a better offensive player in the sense he can do more. He can do more. He can do more and score more from different.
Hold on. Stop it.
He's a better shooter.
Stop it.
Nick.
Like Max Strus is a better shooter than Giannis. Is Max Strus better than Giannis?
Right. He's a better facilitator than Giannis. The only thing he might lack on is on the defensive side of the ball.
I mean, like honestly, like stop it. And in a big spot, and be honest.
In a big spot,
who do you trust more in a big spot?
Well,
Damian Lillard or Jayson Tatum? Be honest.
Well, big game Dame. has proven he can make big shots, but he hasn't been that deep into the playoffs.
So I went to a Western Conference Final with Portland.
One time, I don't know. Listen, I love Dame Lillard, but Tatum has shown that he's had a little inconsistencies, but when you talk about just basketball players, he facilitates better than Giannis. He could score.
He's not better than Giannis. I mean, come on,
man.
I'm
You
sorry.
not listening to
like,
me.
it's not even a question. I'm sorry.
All right. I would love to continue this, but we're behind. Nick, thank you. Love you.
Good job, Nick.
We'll talk to you again next week.
Go Boxers this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a big
huge.
Win. That is the host of You Better You Bet and Audacy Sports Betting Insider, Nick Kostos.